past few decades, China has undergone an infrastructure revolution that is completely transforming what we thought was possible in engineering. We're seeing projects that defy the laws of physics, literally moving entire mountains and rivers, and incorporating solutions so audacious that they seem straight out of the future. But what makes these megaprojects so extraordinary? In this video, I'll show you 8 of the most impressive infrastructure projects that China has ever built. From trains that levitate at airplane speeds to bridges that disappear beneath the ocean, these are projects so ambitious that they've left the world speechless. Brace yourself, because what you're about to see will completely change your perspective on the limits of human construction. Number 8. Underground cities and mega networks of tunnels. Beijing has a secret under its feet. And no, we're not talking about your average subway. Imagine a network of tunnels so extensive that it could house entire cities. For decades, China has been excavating underground labyrinths that function as shelters, transportation hubs, and even entire commercial districts. In Beijing, there is an underground city capable of housing millions of people, originally built during the Cold War but now converted and expanded. But here's the really shocking part. Cities like Chongqing have taken this to the extreme, with subway stations that look like futuristic cathedrals and shopping malls 30 meters underground. The reason? Lack of space above ground in preparation for any eventuality. Some tunnels are so deep that they descend more than 60 meters through rocky mountains as if they were butter. The disturbing thing is that no one knows exactly how many kilometers of tunnels really exist. The government keeps classified figures. What we do know is that this underground network continues to expand every year, turning the Chinese underground into a parallel world of which we barely know the surface. Number 7. The Three Gorges Dam. This concrete monster literally changed the rotation of the Earth. Yes, I'm not kidding. The Three Gorges Dam, at 2.3 kilometers wide and 185 meters high, is the largest hydroelectric plant on the planet. It holds so much water that scientists have calculated that it microscopically slowed the Earth's rotation by redistributing water masses. We're talking about a 600 kilometers long artificial lake that displaced more than 1,300,000 people. Its construction took 17 years and cost more than $30 billion, but it generates enough electricity to power entire countries. To give you an idea, its turbines produce more than 100 terawatt-hours per year, equivalent to the electricity consumption of all of Argentina. But it's not all celebration. The dam has been the center of controversy due to its environmental impact, extinction of species, landslides, and changes in the ecosystems of the Zhe River. Chinese engineers argue that the energy benefits outweigh the costs. Either way, this structure permanently changed the geography of China and demonstrated that humanity can literally move oceans of water if it sets its mind to it. Number 6. Hong Kong Bridge, Zhuhai, Macau. 55 kilometers above and below the sea. This bridge tunnel isn't just the world's longest sea crossing. It's a masterpiece of engineering that looks like something out of a science fiction movie. It connects 3 key cities across the Pearl River Delta. But here's the catch. Since air and sea traffic couldn't be interrupted, engineers decided to let 6.7 kilometers of the bridge disappear underwater. Yes. The bridge literally goes underwater in an underwater tunnel made of prefabricated segments, each 180 meters long, laid with millimeter precision on the seabed. Construction took 9 years and required 400,000 tons of steel, enough to build 60 Eiffel Towers. It can withstand magnitude 8 earthquakes, category 16 typhoons, and direct hits from 300,000-ton ships. The result? A journey that used to take 3 hours is now completed in 20 minutes. But what's most impressive is that the entire system functions like a living organism. Sensors monitor every inch, detecting material fatigue before it becomes a problem. China didn't build a bridge, it built the future of shipping. Number 5. The South-North Water Diversion Project. China decided to solve its water crisis by moving entire rivers from south to north. And when we say moving rivers, we literally mean diverting billions of cubic meters of water through 3,000 kilometers of canals, aqueducts, and tunnels. It's the most ambitious water diversion project in human history, costing over $80 billion. The problem was simple yet devastating. Northern China, home to nearly half the population, has only 20% of the country's water resources. Beijing and other megacities faced a terminal crisis. China's solution was grand, creating 3 giant routes, east, center, and west, carrying water from the humid south to the thirsty north. The eastern route includes tunnels that pass under the Yellow River. Yes, a river flowing under another river. The scale is hard to fathom. The central route alone can transfer 13 billion medicos annually, enough to fill Olympic-sized swimming pools. Critics point out the ecological impact in displaced communities every day, but China argues it was either this or water collapse. One thing is for sure, the water cycle has never been manipulated on this scale in history. Number 4, Dicho, the Kingdom of Bridges. Dicho is not just a province, it is where gravity seems optional. This mountainous region in southwest China is home to literally hundreds of superlative bridges, including the tallest in the world. We are talking about structures suspended at over 500 meters in the air, the equivalent of a 150-story building. To put that in perspective, the DCH bridge soars 565 meters above the Beipan River. Standing on it is like standing at the top of a skyscraper without walls, but Dicho does not have one or two such bridges, it has dozens. 80% of the world's tallest bridges are in China, and most of them in this province. Why? Because Dicho is a maze of mountains and gorges where building conventional roads was impossible. The solution was audacious. If you can't get around the mountains, you fly over them. Some of these bridges were built by rocketing cables from one mountain to another. The process is surreal. Rockets shooting guidelines over chasms followed by ton-long steel cables stretched across the void. Dicho turned its hostile geography into a tourist asset. They now sell extreme bridge sightseeing tours. Only in China would they turn survival engineering into a tourist attraction. Number 3, Sichuan-Tibet Railway. This train goes to places where trains technically shouldn't exist. The Sichuan-Tibet Railway will be the most extreme railway line ever built, traversing the Himalayas at altitudes over 4,400 meters above sea level. To understand the madness, most commercial aircraft fly at 10,000 meters. This train will run at almost half that altitude, where the air has 40% less oxygen. The challenges are absurd. The route crosses 14 active fault lines, avalanche zones and melting and freezing permafrost are digging the world's longest tunnel in an earthquake zone. 22 kilometers through mountains that are literally moving. Temperatures range from -40 degrees Celsius to +40 degrees Celsius depending on the season. The carriages will need pressurization like aircraft for passengers to breathe, but China is not stopping. The reason is strategic, connecting Tibet to the rest of the country in hours instead of days, consolidating control over a historically isolated region. When completed in 2030, it will be possible to travel from Chengdu to Lhasa in 13 hours, a journey that currently takes 48 hours by road. They are literally building a train on the roof of the world. Number 2, Beijing Daxing International Airport. Imagine building the world's largest airport in less than 5 years. That's what China did with Daxing. Opened in 2019, this futuristic behemoth features a starfish-shaped terminal designed by Sahajidi that looks like something out of 2050. It's no exaggeration, the main terminal spans 700,000 square meters, the equivalent of 98 football pitches under one roof. But size is just the beginning. Daxing is designed to handle 100 million passengers per year, more than the population of Germany. Its radial layout means that no passenger walks more than 600 meters from check-in to any given gate. By comparison, at traditional airports you can walk kilometers. Construction employed 40,000 workers simultaneously working 247 shifts. The roof is a masterpiece of engineering. 8,000 skylights provide natural light, reducing energy consumption by 20%. The airport has its own express train system that takes you to downtown Beijing in 20 minutes. What's most impressive is that they completed this colossal project in record time without sacrificing quality. Daxing is not just an airport, it's a statement. China is building the future while others plan the present. Number 1, the Shanghai Maglev train. Welcome to the world's fastest commercial passenger train. The Shanghai Maglev has no wheels, is frictionless, and literally levitates above the rails using magnetism, reaching 431 kilometers per hour in regular operation with a record of 501 kilometers per hour in tests. To put that in perspective, that's faster than most light aircraft take off. The 30 kilometers trip from Pudong Airport to downtown Shanghai takes just 7 minutes. The same journey by car could easily take an hour in traffic, but here's the real magic. It means zero contact with the rails, eliminating mechanical wear and tear and enabling accelerations impossible for conventional trains. Passengers experience seat-pressing acceleration, while the digital speedometer in the carriage zooms up and down. China launched this system in 2004, decades before other countries even considered the technology commercially viable. Now they're developing the next generation of 700 km per hour maglevs for long-distance routes. The Shanghai maglev isn't just transportation, it's a glimpse into the future where trains are faster than driving and almost as fast as flying. China didn't wait for that future, it built it. We've looked at 8 of the most ambitious and challenging infrastructure projects China has ever built, from bridges that disappear under the sea to trains that levitate at impossible speeds. Each of these projects represents a giant leap that is redefining our concept of what engineering can achieve. Which of these mega projects impressed you the most? See you next time.